definitely wait to see. Weirdly enough, I heavily favor this Honda Odyssey draft, mainly because you just don't have... Fafnir's going to disarm this Hachiman or get on top of him, and there's not going to be a ton of damage between this Atlas Sobek unless Atlas throws a little damage at him on to really get damage off or secure a kill. Ooh. That is not what you want to see. Alright. About time we get a screen share going. Absolutely true and active. I am so sorry I've done you wrong. Do this. I wish this map was meant to be spectated, but alas it's not. Oh, we don't want structure damage. No one really cares. Something like that. Definitely taking their time. I'm going to fast forward a little bit, see if we can get them unpaused. Brandon Bull is your wife. Good old Boyden. We're at 96. Just flip those numbers around for a nice little 69. Would be interesting. Waiting for the game to come unpaused. Like I said, I do favor Honda's Odyssey here as far as draft. It is a little cheeky though. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this Chiron build. Even the Chalk build for that matter. I'm assuming he's going to go more of this Bruiser because you want that axe to do a fair amount of damage mixed with his ult. It's going to be kind of rough. I just, when I'm looking at uMaD's roster, looking for any kind of kill secured or true damage is going to be this Hachiman. But if he's getting disarmed or doesn't get to a build late, I feel like Honda's Odyssey just runs away with this game. A blue outline. Nothing out of the ordinary that catches my eye. I'm a little curious. So you have what I'm assuming is going to be a cloak on both of these Guardians. But ability-based start here for this Chiron. Securing it. Nothing out of the ordinary besides Honda's Odyssey having one Guardian start the blue buff, making sure it should, I'll keep an eye on it, make the Chalk Chiron tick over to level 4 sooner. It's a big block, a decent amount of damage, and a dash forced. Turned onto the Chiron. The pressure here a little bit set up for purple buff. Pots ticking. I hate how I can't turn on this wall for this map. It's a little unfortunate. Let him walk in. Nothing much can really come from this. Fafnir's plucked. Hachi's already working on wave though. Fafnir being poked down pretty substantially here by this Atlas. Waiting to get the pluck off, and does. The cleanse, just not enough. Hachi dashed in, got the stun, but not a ton of damage turned onto him after. Fighting into the full wave. Another big Sobek pluck onto this Chiron. There's a ton of activity. Doesn't secure with the range one, misses the one of them. Doesn't decide to stick it after. That should spell easy purple. Honda's Odyssey have to back off here. I would like to see Honda Odyssey back in preparation for the red. I feel like uMaD should already have that pressure as well. Should be able to secure clear full wave, immediately go into this red buff. Both neutral secured. It is pinged out. Itemization. These are T2 spikes for Honda's Odyssey, so this could be a potential fight or chase down. Instead, electing to go for the Johnson. What's up there? Oh, Sobek plucks in. That might spell death. Good dash for the knockback. Sobek should be dead here and is. A big misplay. First blood. Immediately going on as Odyssey on this Fafnir. I would have liked to see that on the Chiron. However, first blood. No one's arguing. A big mistake. Sobek trying to go for a cheeky pluck under tower. Just missing. That's a big shift considering we got both neutral buffs as uMaD. You definitely don't want to see that. Good Chiron dash for the knock of immunity. However, immediately plucked. His dash should be down here. Did they turn enough damage? This is 2 ults. Immediately turned. Is not enough damage. Just not enough. That hurts to watch. His beads are down. So forced. I love the activity. This Sobek is getting incredibly active outside of dropping first blood on the missed pluck. He has done extremely well for his team. Neutral buffs are being pinged out along with Johnson. Johnson spawning now. Chester being pulled to center by uMaD. First items are online here for Honda's Odyssey, so a decent spike leading into this. Hachi's back with full dominance. Take a quick peek at leveling. Nothing surprising out of the ordinary. I think that's enough. Leveling the 2. A big block. It was almost perfectly cleansed, but a triple pull in by the Atlas. Hachi didn't even need to Aegis that Chakal. He doesn't look touched here. That is an alt force, so obviously you're going to take that. If you're uMaD, Fafnir's forced to alt. This might be that go button they've been looking for. Atlas immediately alting on top. Both tanks getting chunked. Hachi should have alt, and does. A return kill. Hachi is in a perfect position to wipe this roster. That should easily spell both neutral buffs again. This is an interesting first game / of the first set for the league. Already a lot of indecisiveness and big errors. Pressure swinging back and forth pretty easily. Purple is pinged out, so neutral buff for neutral buff, almost dead even. First blood obviously being the difference. That is the kill on the Hachi, killing the Fafnir post jump. So that is a benefit you'd like to see. Again, we talked about the Fafnir and Atlas both going this cloak. Chiron going ability based into a double guardian. I feel like late game that's going to really come back to haunt them. Fafnir doing his best to get cloak stack. Sobek plucks in. Not anything on the map besides speed buff here for Honda Odyssey. Both Faf and Atlas actively looking for those stacks. Chiron beads are up. I love how it's a meme that I listen to Radioactive at this point. Or just Imagine Dragons. I enjoy it, and I'm going to keep listening. Hachi's not here at all, so this fight, outside of the benefits of Atlas, Fafnir stacking cloak, not really much gained. Should be wave into Johnson instead, waiting for Johnson to fall. A big pluck. Immediately forces dash. That is dash down. However, the damage being turned onto the Sobek. Shell and ult both being forced. Fafnir feeling comfortable enough to jump in, followed by the Chiron ult for 3. The 2 isn't enough with the Bluestone. Fafnir about to detransform. Red is up. This poke kind of that poke that is completely irrelevant considering Atlas has Scepter, i.e. Johnson, on him to heal that up. Sobek not able to steal. They got to be a little careful here. Sobek has pluck. Oh. Nothing really coming to that. Should easily spell purple, though, for uMaD. Hachi trying to get a little range poke. Blue's spawning. Potential invade. Purple was pulled. Easily secured. Fafnir working on some stacks for the cloak. Already at 18 stacks. It's kind of wild. So blue buff being invaded here by an Odyssey. Atlas is pathing in. They're easily giving this up. That pluck really not going to come to a ton. That's heavenly though. Both tanks, who actually ends up going down, should be the Sobek, body blocked by his own Atlas. Now Atlas is the target. Big Chiron ult. Securing the kill onto the Atlas and hitting the Hachi at the same time. That should be a bull. Wave being pushed in. Genuinely think we could have gone tower then to bull there. You had a wave. Instead, immediately going for the safer of the 2. Should be an immediate back here. Hachi just doing his very best to clear that wave. Looks like a fail knot. This is going to be a massive spike for this Chiron going into this next fight. Obviously looking to secure T1 first. An interesting pickup on the chalk. Hachi not quite at a point where he's going to be able to chunk this Honda Odyssey roster looking for Kin. Sobek accidentally got his dash caught. Chiron did dash forward. Sobek must have heard the animation because he's hovering. Hachi pushed out by the chalk. Surely not. Doesn't get soloed. Chalk, the healthier of the 2, obviously winning that trade. Chiron wrapping around. Chiron has all here. He's looking for that cheeky snipe. There it is. Hits 1. Misses the second. Just in a good Aegis. But it should spell the end of 1, if not 2 tanks. Only the Sobek goes down. It's going to be a massive back here for Chiron going into that fail knot. Bull's down, so at least it gives you a little bit of time if you're uMaD getting this Hachi farmed up to at least get this Exir Kins online. Looking for purple buff already secured by Odyssey. Cloaks not yet stacked on either one of these Guardians. Obviously actively looking. I say that as Fafnir steps into 3 just to get the hammer onto this Hachi. Went shell. Should have that fail not online and does. It's going to be a pretty big spike here. You got Xe online for Hachi. I want to see both these items finished. You'd like to see him pre this next fight. This Chalk's going to absolutely chunk this Hachi. The mid guard. The slows. It's going to be real rough. Would like to see this fight be taken or poke them down just a little bit before stepping in. Bracers drop for this Chiron. Atlas is the target, stepping in all 3. Fafnir immediately ult. uMaD a little out of position. The Atlas getting full send and secured. Sobek forced to pluck away. Heavenly popped. How does Odyssey looking to chase? Chiron dashing forward. Hachi just doing anything he can to poke down this Chiron. It should be the end of this Sobek. All 3 snipes connecting. Hachi now alone without Aegis, forced to ult away. There is no minions here. So Honda Odyssey forced to tank that entire bird. That is a 2-for-1 effectively. It's not as thrilling as that is for uMaD. That is still a kill onto the Fafnir for the Hachi. He's the lowest of the 3 though. Not effectively worth as much. I am curious on net worth. He's actually worth more than the Chalk. I think we only have 1 set today that I'm aware of. I feel like a fair amount. There is a ton of sets Friday and Saturday, so most of my night, Friday and Saturday night, i.e. tomorrow and Saturday, will be watching Draft Joust League sets. Sobek is exceptionally under-leveled here. At level 13 versus level 17 Chiron. He does have Mystical and Breastplate online. However, as soon as this Titan's Bane comes through, most of that's just going to be effectively useless. There's a Chalk ult to secure. 2 ults used by Honda Odyssey to make sure there is no defense or steal there by Sobek. I'll have a red above bird as we wait for this push. Honda Odyssey backing, looking for some itemization spikes before they look to push this bull. We do have Obo online for this Hachi. Obviously looking for a nice little cheap 2 itemization and spike for the Xe into Obo. It's interesting to note the double Sunder here for uMaD. They definitely want to chunk down 1 target. And a lot of that comes off the Sobek setup. When he plucks in, he seems to obviously get chunked down. Honda Odyssey more than happy just to play this poke game. There's the go button. Chalk goes in. Beads forced onto the Chiron. Hachi being full send. That is a Chalk ult followed by Horrific on the Hachi. He's there alone. Atlas going down. But do we find a trade? You do. That's an ADC for a tank. You're more than happy to take that trade if you're uMaD. And bird spawns. What a big defense. Does Hachi actually close gap, though? You have to be a little careful. Fafnir does have ult, so overextending here without Hachi ult could spell certain death. You got to be really conscious of that. Into this disarm, the stun is off the mark. Red's pulled. Hachi more than happy and content Red stole away by Hada's Odyssey. That kiting to the Sobek instead of resetting the buff. Hachi thought he could reset it. A little unfortunate. Jock happily able to tank a couple of autos there with the Midgard. There's the Titan's Bane for the Chiron. Almost level 20. What is my go? Level 19. I would love to see Hachi at level 20 for this upgraded starter. That is an insane spike for him. Obviously, I would like to see a Kin's last item. The Void Shield pickup by the Fafnir, obviously. Looking for that protection or prompt shred. Reducing the Fizz procs by 10%. Not able to catch that back. Cloaks, neither one of them fully evolved yet. Bull's up. It looks like Honda's Odyssey looking to back. I would assume that'd be a starter, and it is. It's a big spike here for this Chiron. Hachi's not yet level 20. Should be looking for this bullfight. There you go, Pibble. Chiron's pulling. I'm gonna kind of hover right here so you can see that health bar. They're not even looking to contest this. Hachi does have starter on this back, so I would like to see him back. It's level 20 now. Yes, they are uploaded to YouTube, sir. Red's being picked out, or pinged out, excuse me. Chiron probably looking to grab that. Immediately looking for this next fight. This is starter for this Hachi. If there's ever a moment, it's right now. You have upgraded Sunder on this Atlas. As soon as these Sundering Axes come online, this will be real rough to watch. Bracer placed by Fafnir. Immediately be looking to poke. Chalk, blink ults, followed by the Chiron ult. All three connecting onto the Hachi. Didn't stand a chance. Exceptionally played, looking for that final fight. The rest of it, super disconnected. That, however, just night and day difference in engage and team fight mixed with a bracer. That red Titan's Bane upgraded Bluestone hitting all three. Hachi immediately dies. All three go down in a DSI, a first game win of the set for Honda Odyssey. I mean, I did say I favored the draft for this Chiron, Fafnir, and Chalk. But holy, not what I would have expected as far as an ending. I mean, at that point, I feel like you just have to Aegis that Chalk ult if I'm the Hachi. You didn't have beads up, it's either that or you're ulting it, which ulting it just feels bad.
I definitely got to favor red side, chaos side.
Yeah, I mean, you start locking in an Ares Osai, this front line's gonna. You could talk about it for days. Front line's what wins you games. You can try to make a difference as far as DPS, but unfortunately, that's just how the game plays out. I agree. Some more CC. I mean, like I said, you can almost do no wrong. You could lock in an X-Ball, you can lock in a Discharge, you can lock in a Charybdis, hell, you can lock in an Artemis, and you're probably still gonna do enough.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe they decided maybe forcing out beads potentially a little bit more.
I don't know. People don't like mages anymore, so it's fine in ranked, right, or casuals. The problem that a lot that sits is when you start talking about putting cash and money on the line and it turns into a competitive match. When people start going to double front line, auto attack based ADCs are just going to do more than a mage will. It's more consistent true damage, and you're able to chunk them down much faster than a mage burst. I can just relic, run past your mage, and kill you. It's typically the issue.
And plus, mages almost need like pretty much full build.
Then they need some survivability. You want to throw in a breastplate or alternate timeline, and the current state of what I'm doing is one player is forced to go full DPS. So if you're not having an alternate timeline, I feel like it just makes mages even worse. So you're not going to see a ton of those in this league. I venture to think. uMaD already losing this trade here, especially with this Osai. They gotta be careful. They're fighting inward. He's chained down. It's blocked. And immediate first blood going to Honda's Odyssey and Ratsquake.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are taught on their targets really well, right?
Yeah, I mean, now that they're coordinated, they're firing on all cylinders. That's first blood. CERN's kind of really poked out. There's a ton of wave pressure here. Purple easily secured. Honda's Odyssey running with a ton of pressure. Cernuno's feeling confident enough to dash in. Serb chunks. Able to force beads. Does the whale have anything? Dashes in. Heavenly forced.
No.
That's actually crazy. The CERN should have 1000% got punished there. The range Hachi ones.
I wonder if they were even anticipating. That play was insane.
It was good. We forced CERN beat, so now we have some kill potential. CERN can force that dash, then it turns into the Cerberus Baku Kujira could actually have kill potential with a Hachi ult. So there's ability now. There's a door that's open with CERN beats being down, not having a CC immune ult. You got to be really conscious of what that looks like, though. That's a big stun. And immediately an ult forced onto the Ares. That could be a return and is exceptionally done by uMaD. I'm surprised, especially with that start by Honda's Odyssey. They're leaving a door open. It's not even a window. They opened it, said come in for dinner.
Yeah, for sure. I think, I mean, all you had to do there was back, you know, and then you're probably going to have pressure for red too, you know. Can you make your camera a little smaller so that way we can see relics on Kiasa?
Yeah, but I want to make sure I watch that fight. Yeah, I have to rewind that. You got me messed up. I was messing with the camera. You got me messed up. You're making me mess up the freaking spectate, bro. Alright, hold on. I'm sorry, I get chat. Blame you on.
Definitely my fault.
Alright. Yeah, it's John's fault. So Osiris ults in here. Baku Kujira immediately ults. It should immediately turn into a kill, but a massive CERN ult. So 1-for-1. Hold on. The auto just not connecting as the Cerberus jumps. Does he actually catch, though? No, they're wrapping. Just looking to steal a speed buff. There is no blink, so Ares isn't going to be able to close that gap. Which I feel like, I don't want to say it's a misplay.
Yeah, I really would have liked the...
I wonder what the Heavenly's for. Heavenly pickup. I mean, maybe should more so for just the horrific answer, right? That slow, certainly no speeds get forced.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. Gotta be for that.
Johnson now the target. Ares going for a triple chain over the wall. Hits all three. Completely irrelevant, but worth calling out. Looking for big item spikes. I don't want to say I'm a little shocked. Obviously, they're going for this tank shred build, this dominance, typically Xe Kins right away. Some ADCs throwing on. Ozzy, obviously looking for some of that sustain. This Cerberus is connecting a ton of these stuns. Really should be proud of this performance. I appreciate the offer, Peasy, but not at this moment. So, in answer to, while obviously these teams are farming, securing purple buff, in answer to your question about what made me start this league, Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I would be lying to you if I didn't say I question myself every day. Hold on, that is an alt onto the Baku Kujira. Isn't enough damage though. That is all 3 alts expended. The whale just going down, but do they have enough damage to turn it? The Heavenly Cerberus dashes in. Not enough to reconvert. Going for a 1-for-1 trade. Honda's Odyssey feeling confident. You gotta be careful. So a 1-0 trade for Honda's Odyssey. I'm a little surprised that just not enough damage here.
That was a really great sprint by the well. He almost actually got out.
If the whale actually got out, that would have been devastating for Honda's Odyssey. You got to be careful here. Cerberus is getting choked. I'm good, Terry. How are you? But in answer to your questions, as these backs go off, all neutral farm is down. Both teams kind of looking for itemization spikes, more so T2s, in preparation for the next red fight. The whole reason I want to say it is an obsession for the Joust community is trying to really, I don't know, champion it and create an environment. A lot of competitive scenes thrive when money's involved. So if people are actually investing money and putting it into it where they can get competitive, typically it's going to help the scene grow. So there's been a lot of that when I'm trying to invest in doing. Baku Kujira getting turned on by all 3. Just too much damage. At this point, you don't have the itemization as this double guardian. This one you're really going to start feeling it when this warrior Ares, this bruiser-esque front line is going to start out-trading you pretty hard. At least until late game where these guardians get itemization online. At that point, you're going to get kind of shredded by the Cernunos anyway, so... It's where this double guard comp's going to really start to suffer.
I mean, even this Cernunos is literally...
Oh my goodness. Hold on. That is an insane combo. Hachi has ult, gets a triple ult, but is it enough? The Serb is doing his damnedest to try to get some value off. I love the double stun into Serb ult. Blue easily pulled. What's the score right now? We're 1-0. Honda Odyssey is up. Purple being pinged out. Is Prophetic on Osiris meta? I mean, I would argue no. But it's obviously easy to stack him or Chiron, right? A ton of range folk being able to stack that. And apparently some players would like to think so.
That Shogun's going to go insane for them as well.
Yeah. Not quite online yet. Obviously, no double guard. The Osai electing to go some magical D. It is worth noting it no longer has cooldown, so he's only going to have that 10% CD in his build at the moment with Prophetic. Gotta be a little careful if you're uMaD. Hachi back. He doesn't quite have full item versus Sununos, who has Axie online. Hachi doesn't quite have ult yet. I'm really excited for the weekend too, Terry. However, I am going to have a whole crap ton of games to stream Friday and Saturday. We seem to have held most of the games until the weekend. Should have 11 sets to watch. Stun not connecting there for the server sound of the Osai. Red immediately pulled behind Odyssey. This should start a fight. That is secured. Osai was able to wrap around. It's now the target. Gotta be careful. That is all 3 members. Immediately pulled by the Ares. Do we have enough damage? Oh my goodness. The Sununos just chunking down. It's effectively the Cernunos is just free casting across this front line.
Yeah, he's enjoying himself right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure also having Eggsy in that fight while Hachi doesn't is really big.
Yeah, it is notable the spike difference, right? You do have Mystical versus he's only got the T2. They definitely took a small disadvantage fight in the first place. It's not inherently in a massive lead quite yet. Obviously, 1,400 gold is still notable. This back should spell finished items and does for both Hachi, Cerberus. You do have a Shogun's, and he's 22 stacks already on this Osiris.
Yeah, that's pretty fast. He's also doing a really good job at staying in passive form, pretty much.
At all times. He needs his remaining stacks on this Hachi, so they're just allowing the Sununos to solo farm as much as possible. Both Chesters spawned on the side. Hachi checking for it. Checking for minis, excuse me. Ooh, that's a big stun on the Sununos. Beads immediately forced. However, you did just throw an Osiris onto 2 members. That is a beads.
Still really good value.
Yeah.
3 beads for them.
It should be enough pressure to be looking for this purple buff, at least for this Hachi. So that is notable. You got to be careful. This Ares looking for an all good patience to make sure he's not doing it pre Cernunos being there. Wanting to step up now in preparation for this red-purple. Stun, not able to connect. Now he's the target. These are nice double, if not triple chains. Triple chain obviously on that one. This Ares connecting exceptionally. No contest for the red buff. Honda's Odyssey lead continuing to kind of creep. What do you think the win condition is for uMaD here, Jan?
I think you just gotta catch Cernunos out of position. I just don't really know. I mean, maybe you can try and catch Ares out of position, right? When he uses his ult, you got the whale.
That is the pull. Should be forced to ult. He didn't. Doesn't have it. He horrifics. It should spell his end. Baku Kujira. That's a big ult, and he pushes the Sununos in who didn't have beads. Does it actually turn into a phenomenally done? I thought was just a little too late. Oh no! The Osiris.
Yeah, that is unfortunate right there. Definitely don't want to see that, but what a great well play. Great play by the serve too, by also getting the beads out, allow that play to happen.
Yeah, that is absolutely wild.
I mean, I really do think that's pretty much their win condition. If they're able to find the Cernunos out of position or the Ares. His ulted already, and you're able to find him in this well.
I mean, it's good awareness to know the Sununos beats were down originally.
Yeah,
should be able to go for that. That's a big play in general. I love that kill is going on to this Hachi, though.
It might also be a lot easier for this well once it gets mid guard to be able to punish.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure. I mean, what do you think? Do you think? I really do think it's either going to be the Cern or Ares. I just don't really know if he has that much skill potential on Osiris.
If I'm Hachi,
Yeah.
I think you're trying to force relics on the Sununos to make him feel uncomfortable, and then you kill the Ares for the immobility.
Yeah. That would be...
Especially considering the Ares doesn't have Midgard, he went to Mystical. I appreciate the sub, Xerxes, the BBC. Massive, girthy. He's looking to get any kind of wrap he can as far as damage. Cernunos is clearing wave. Red... able to be secure. Cernunos kind of free casting. You gotta be careful. You are fighting into a full wave. Beads were immediately forced. I love the stun and ultimates off these Cerberus. The Cerberus is putting in a performance, trying to do his very best here.
Yeah, he's definitely getting relics, which is huge for them.
Here's the relics in exchange. Good Hachi ult instead of dropping beads there. Obviously, there's ult coming up sooner for timer. Purple just spawning. Ooh, just not enough. It was decent timing there by the Cerberus. I'm not talking about the player timer, Kusho. I'm talking about using ultimate or CC immune ultimate versus beads. Yeah, I know. You got excited. That's a ton of damage by this Ares. There is zero way he should be allowed to kill that. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. He gets status. That's insane. He's just gonna walk out.
The damage.
They're gonna have a lot of pressure here.
They are fully tanking this. They are fully tanking this, though. I love this Baku Kujira ult. This is phenomenal. Isn't enough, though. Just, oh my god.
Great awareness by that team, realizing that they can fight this and pressure it. Now they have a huge advantage, potentially baiting them into fire.
It's just actually crazy. Surrender vote thrown up. It's a little unfortunate as far as timing. Just feeling a little helpless. Hachi doing his very best to farm as much as possible, trying to get either the starter or Titan's Bane online.
I mean, it's definitely not going to be good once Osiris either gets Kins or Eggsy. That's
what I am really scared of is I'm really scared for when this Osiris gets Kins.
Yeah.
I feel like this goes from bad to worse. That's going to be the biggest spike on this current map here for Honda's Odyssey.
All it takes is one pick now, and you're pulling away from pretty much taking down that Phoenix.
Yeah. Tsununo's easily getting red here. Has purple on.
Yeah, Ken's has got on the Osiris now, so I'm sure it should be looking, maybe you go wave and then you look over here at pool.
The Tsununo's obviously level 19. I think they are not in any hurry. They're farming for this starter, more so for the Tsununo's. Only gets 2, forces all, pulls in the whale. Now this is that moment. You can't ignore Osiris. He's got the Kins online, able to chunk these tanks down. Sickle not connecting. It's good discipline. Yosai stepping in front of the Tsununos, making sure he doesn't get overly poked. I'm checking to see when he's gonna hit this 20. Good 2 range ones on the Tsununos from the Hachi. Tsununos not yet level 20, just
those are pretty weak. More. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of.
They're chasing.
Definitely should be backing up right now.
No way they look to pull, right?
I mean, they should. You got to know that the CERN is going to be backing.
And they're chunking it quickly. He's got Titan's Bane, just no starter. I want to see him take this fight. Force the Osai ult. There you go. They're gonna fight back in. CERN's here. There's the Heavenly. This should be the go button. That's decent poke. I would not be upset about that. It is notable. Baku Kujira has ult. You forced Osai ult. The Osai blinks in. That's horrific. The tether stuns.
Well, they just get ult.
They just body block the whale. He's forced to ult. He's dead. There's the Kins coming through. The chain. The range chain. Is it enough? The whale. The tether. The sickle able to secure it. Was waiting on any kind of cooldowns there. The
so difficult. I mean, this should guarantee.
Oh, that's just Jeej. He went for the hero play.
Yeah, I mean, really rough once you get to this point. I mean, it's hard. I mean, you can try and win early, which I think is your only option against this team. But even then, it's just so much pressure with the Ares and Osiris.
Oh, 100%. Draft was almost won on the Osai Ares lock-in, and they knew it right from that point.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Because the ult's in, they should easily get a fair amount of damage. Baku Kujira is up, but has no ult, so this is kind of irrelevant. The Hachi was pulled back in. That is 100% curtains. Honda Odyssey looking to clinch a 2-0 first set of the league. Congratulations to Hada Odyssey winning a confident first set.
Really well played by them.
GG. No, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you can try to execute that perfectly. I think draft-wise, you put yourself at a massive disadvantage when you just give it up.
I'm sure they realize that instantly. I mean, as soon as you see the Osiris, you have to find a guy that can at least somewhat match that pressure. You know, once he gets kin.